Hello and welcome to my learning video about the going to future. I am referring to the book Green Line 2 for Baden-Württemberg, and in this it is grammar number 6. So if you want to read along, just open that page and follow my video. We use the going to future to talk about plans that we have about the future. What a surprise! We talk with it about fixed plans, we talk about the near future, and we use it to say that we are sure that something is going to happen. There are some signal words, tomorrow, next week, or something like this Saturday. When you see words like that, you know you have to use the going to future. So how do you use it? Well, let's start with statements, simple sentences. You need a form of to be. You need going to, that is where the name comes from. And you need the basic form of the verb. That is not the infinitive. The infinitive always has a to in front. It's the basic form, it's the first form that you use, that you also use in the simple present, for example. Here's a sentence as an example. So there's Jonathan. Imagine he has had a long day. He's very tired, so now we can say that Jonathan is going to sleep well tonight. So we have a subject, we have the form of to be, we have going to, and sleep, which is the basic form of the verb, and then the rest of the sentence. With that, you can try and make your own sentence. Test yourself. Please make a sentence in the going to future with these words. So there's a hungry dog. We know that the dog likes the food. Make a sentence about that. The solution is the dog is going to eat the food. Well done. And at this point you can check my video description. I have linked to an exercise that you can do to just practice statements in the going to future. It is good if you do these exercises first and make sure that you understand this, and then you can continue to the next part. The next part are negative statements. So when we say that something is not going to happen, we need the same basic structure, and we have to change to be to the negative form. So we negate, that's how you say it, we negate to be. And just to remind you, there are various ways to negate to be. Is just followed by not, and you can form the short form of this, the contraction. It becomes isn't, because the N apostrophe T stands for not. We turn are not to the contraction aren't, and then there is, for the first person, am not, and that is turned into I'm not. Okay, so this does not contract, so you can contract I and am, as you know, so it is in the end I'm not. As an example, something that I'm very sure about, the rapper Mero isn't going to sing Schlager. I'm very sure about this. So Schlager, capital S, because it is a name of the genre. And now you can try and see if you understand it. Test yourself. Now you, please make a negative statement in the going to future with these words. I'm pretty sure this is true. Right now there's the corona epidemic going around the world. Most schools, I think, are closed, so we can be sure to say this about the future. Careful. This is the verb here, so we need an extra form of to be, going to, and then the basic form of this, and then the rest of the sentence. And yes, I'm sure you have it right, and if not, just rewatch the whole thing. School isn't going to be open. Careful, in English you don't say the school, you just say school. Don't forget capital S, don't forget the period at the end of the sentence. And what did I do here? So I have the form of to be, I turned it into the negative form, isn't, which is this. I have going to in the middle, and I have be, or be open, as the verb, basic form, I didn't change anything, and then the rest of the sentence. Okay, again, in the description you can see a link to an exercise that teaches you only how to do negative statements in the going to future. Try it out, and if you do well with this exercise, you can move on to the next part. The next part is questions. In the going to future, of course, we also can ask questions, and it's pretty simple. It's just like in the present perfect that we did last week. You just invert the auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is a very fancy word. It just means Hilfsverb. So any verb that is not a Vollverb, not a full verb, is an auxiliary verb. It can be to be or to have, something like that. But in the going to future, you only have to be, very simple, and you put it to the front. So before it was subject, then to be, going to, verb, and so on. Now you put it in front of the sentence. So for this, let me do a statement again, so you can see. So you are going to do all of your homework. You can of course contract this. You're going to do all of your homework. That's also fine. This is a statement. And now how do we turn this into a question? Well, we use the inversion. We pull the R to the beginning of the sentence. Okay, since this is now in the beginning of the sentence, we have to use a capital A. And don't forget the question mark. It is a question after all. In the beginning we had the subject here, now the subject is at the second place, and part of the verb was at the second place, and now it's here. But don't worry, it's still SVO, because, see, the verb is still here, and then the object comes at the end. Only the form of to be is now at the beginning of the sentence. And of course you can also answer. You can say, yes, I am. Or if you don't think so, no, I'm not. Remember, this is how we contract I am not, right? So it's just like with questions in the simple present. Do you like homework? No, I don't. The same way here. Are you going to do all of your homework? No, I am not. You have to use to be, put it in the right form, because of course now it's me, I am talking, and then use the not at the end of the sentence. Okay, now test yourself. Please make a yes/no question, a simple question, just like this one, with the following words. The cat to catch the bird. Poor bird, I don't know. I hope the cat is not successful. But let's see. Your solution. The question, of course, is the cat going to catch the bird? Question mark. Capital I. This is the form of to be. For the cat, it's third person. And then you can either say yes or no. Try yourself. Make those answers. Short answers. And here's the solution. Yes, it is. Or no, it isn't. Remember, pets are neutral. They are third person it. as long as they don't have a name. When you give it a name, say the cat is called Mizi or something, then you say she. But if it's just the cat, it's it. Neutrum. And then you can, of course, also ask questions with question words. Very easy if you know this. You can always put the question word just in the beginning of the sentence and the rest stays the same. So it turns into: when is the cat going to catch the bird? And then you can answer: it's going to catch the bird any moment. Quick, somebody do something. All right. There's another link in the description for questions in the Going to Future. Just check it out, do the exercises, and when you know how to do them, you can come back and watch the rest, although the rest is not much anymore. Just some things that you have to pay attention with. Just like in the present, the simple present, when you ask questions with do, you have to use two do's. Remember this sentence, this funny silly sentence: what do you do with the gummishoe? I know, it's lame, it's silly, but it helps you to memorize that you have to use two do's. Okay, so the do that you use to ask the question does not replace the do in the sentence. Auf Deutsch würde das ja gehen, da würde man sagen: was tust du mit dem Gummischuh? Aber die Engländer machen das anders. Die fragen: was tust du tun? Die brauchen dieses Hilfsverb hier immer, um diesen Satz zu bilden. Und das ersetzt nicht das Verb, was man hier eigentlich benutzen möchte. It's the same in the present perfect. Maybe you remember. Have you had dinner already? Hast du bereits gehabt? Also hast du bereits zu Abend gegessen? Hast du bereits Abendessen gehabt? Da ist es im Deutschen genauso. Wir müssen zweimal haben verwenden, einmal eben als volles Verb und dann noch als Partizip: hast du gehabt. So this is easier because it's the same, and then with the going to future you also have to use go 2 times if you want to ask about go. For example, are you going to go to the cinema? You have 2 times go. Okay, so this is just the future, and this is the verb. You have do, have had, and going and go. And then there's one more important thing. Noch eine wichtige Sache: auf Deutsch kann man mehr auch mit dem Präsens über die Zukunft reden. Also man kann auf Deutsch sagen: wann gehst du ins Kino? Das ist ja keine Zukunftsform. Wir sprechen aber über die Zukunft in diesem Satz. Im Englischen geht das nicht. Da muss man eine Zukunftsform benutzen, eine Zeit in der Zukunft, wenn wir über die Zukunft sprechen. Wenn wir im Englischen sagen: when do you go to the cinema? Dann wird der Engländer denken, ihr fragt, wann er denn jetzt regelmäßig so normalerweise ins Kino geht. Vielleicht geht er ja jede Woche einmal ins Kino oder einmal im Monat, und dann würde er nicht verstehen, dass es um die Zukunft geht, also um heute Abend, die Pläne, die er hat. Ja, deswegen muss man ja sagen: when are you going to go to the cinema? Alright, I hope that helped. I hope you can have some fun with this grammar. It's not that hard if you just do it regularly and thoroughly. Just do the exercises. And remember that you are the only person who can learn things. A teacher can teach, but only you can learn. Ein Lehrer kann noch so viel unterrichten, wenn ihr es nicht zulasst, dass die Sachen in euren Köpfen bleiben, dann kann der Lehrer nichts machen. Nur ihr könnt Dinge lernen. Have fun, all the best, and I talk to you soon. Bye bye.